What's up, everyone? In this video, I want to talk about an important topic, and that's Ethereum becoming the #1 cryptocurrency, flipping Bitcoin in market cap, when this can happen, why I believe it will happen, and why this is so important for the crypto space. So before we get started, I do appreciate if you guys like the video, subscribe to the channel if you haven't already, and hit the bell to be notified for regular crypto videos. Alright everyone, so Ethereum flipping Bitcoin in market cap and becoming the #1 cryptocurrency is known as the flippening. You guys have probably heard of this before, and people have been discussing this for years, but I do believe this is more important than ever before and more relevant, and we're actually closer to this happening than ever before as well. I'm going to go over some reasons, go over some Ethereum price predictions, and where I see Ethereum headed in the future. Keep in mind, we do have major Ethereum 2 upgrades on the horizon, which will reduce gas fees, make the Ethereum network more efficient and easier to use. So we also have a lot of Ethereum competitors, which have been doing great, and the main reason they've been doing so well is because of the Ethereum gas fees, and that is the major problem with the Ethereum network right now, and that's a major thing that Ethereum 2 is fixing. So Ethereum right now, under $2,600. We did have the Ethereum London hard fork take place at the beginning of August, and at that time, Ethereum was actually $2,600. So that's actually crazy to me that the price of Ethereum is currently lower than the price of Ethereum when this Ethereum London hard fork activated at the beginning of August. There's also been a lot of developments, and billions of dollars worth of Ethereum have been burned in that time. So we could use a website like etherchain.org/burn to get an idea of how much Ethereum is being burned on a regular basis, even by the minute. So we can see here, Ethereum burn per minute is currently at 8.44 Ethereum per minute, which is around $22,000 at current market value. We can also see the total amount burned since this took place is 1.6 million Ethereum at $4.3 billion at the current market price. Keep in mind that is using the current market value of Ethereum, not the peak price. At the peak price, this would be closer to $8 billion. Also, when you look at this, the total circulating supply of Ethereum is 119 million. So that's getting close to 1% of the total circulating supply that has been burned once this does get to 1.9 million Ethereum. So as we go and as we zoom out and look in the long term, how much Ethereum is being burned, and as the network is used more and more, we have to keep in mind the NFT demand on the Ethereum network is skyrocketing right now. NFTs have become more popular than crypto itself, and that's only increasing as time goes on. Which means more and more transactions happening on the Ethereum network. DeFi is also getting more popular on Ethereum also. Even with these high gas fees, people continue using the network, even with all of these competitors, because people don't want to relearn a new blockchain. There also isn't third-party platforms developed on these competitors like Cardano, Solana, Avalanche, and Polkadot, and others that can compare to current third-party platforms that are on Ethereum like OpenSea and others. So that doesn't mean I'm not bullish on Ethereum competitors. As you guys know, I do hold a lot of ADA as well as Avalanche and some BNB and others. Very bullish on some of these other competitors, and we really have no idea what's going to happen in the long term. But in the short term, I'm very confident that Ethereum will maintain the market share, especially with these major Ethereum 2 updates coming, layer 2 solutions, things that will reduce the gas fees and make Ethereum more effective to use. And there is a lot of use cases for Ethereum, which leads me to believe that Ethereum will flip Bitcoin. Not only that, we do have institutions starting to buy Ethereum as well. I actually did a tweet on this yesterday. So I stated I have a feeling Elon Musk is going to make a major acquisition of Ethereum on behalf of Tesla and SpaceX. So we know that Elon Musk personally owns Bitcoin, Ethereum, and Dogecoin. And Ethereum being the second biggest cryptocurrency, having all this use case, NFTs being primarily on the Ethereum blockchain. And we also know that Elon Musk has acquired a major amount of Bitcoin for Tesla and SpaceX both. So I do think the next best option for them to dollar cost average would be a major amount of Ethereum. Not only Elon Musk, but other major institutions out there as well, like ARK Invest, which just had a crazy price prediction for Ethereum yesterday as well. Article here stating ETH to hit $20 trillion market cap by 2030, which is crazy to think, because if we look at the current total global market cap, it's at 1.7 trillion. So Ethereum hitting 20 trillion on its own would have a crazy price target at that point. And I do believe that's very possible when we do zoom out in the very long term. ARK Invest also thinks that Bitcoin will hit $1 million by 2030. So with Bitcoin at $1 million, Ethereum definitely being over $100,000 is very possible. And that's what I'm looking at, is the very long term here. I'm very bullish on cryptos in the very long term. The use case they have, how much they're growing, the tokenomics behind these cryptocurrencies compared to fiat currency, where they can just print as much as they want. Mathematically, these cryptocurrencies are programmed so they don't have crazy amounts of inflation. Bitcoin has a hard cap of 21 million coins. Ethereum doesn't have a hard cap at this point, but it does now have the Ethereum London hard fork, with Ethereum being burned with every single transaction. So if Ethereum did hit a $20 trillion market cap in the next 10 years, that would put each Ethereum coin at $170,000 to $180,000 per coin. With the current price of Ethereum around $2,500, that is a massive opportunity if that does play out. Of course, that is a very far-fetched price prediction, but it's also very possible when you do think about how much money the governments are printing, how much inflation is happening at record highs right now, the possibilities of what could happen in the future. We have COVID variants spreading like wildfire. We have no idea where the future is going to be 10 years down the line from now. So very bold prediction stating that Ethereum could hit a $20 trillion market cap. So I believe we're going to start seeing institutions buying in very heavily into Ethereum. We've already seen this with Bitcoin, with MicroStrategy, Tesla, ARK Invest, and some other companies buying billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. We haven't seen this too much with Ethereum yet, but we did see ARK Invest do a split of 60% Bitcoin and 40% Ether back in September. So they're one of the first movers on this, but I do believe that will become the norm, especially because we have the metaverse growing so quickly right now. We've seen Facebook going all in on the metaverse. We had word that Walmart is doing the same. We're seeing that Amazon is hiring to create their own crypto. Many companies are going in very heavy into the metaverse, and the Ethereum is the main blockchain for NFTs. So it makes sense to me that institutions will start buying in heavily into Ethereum as well, and not just Bitcoin. To me, it makes more sense to buy in heavily into Ethereum rather than Bitcoin because of the use case that is on Ethereum as well. And then Ethereum being burned with every transaction, major upgrades coming to the blockchain, DeFi being built on Ethereum, while Bitcoin is just more of a store of wealth, like similar to a digital gold. So ARK Invest did make that first mover advantage, but I do believe that will become the norm. Imagine when we have multiple institutions buying billions of dollars worth of Ethereum and not just Bitcoin. That will greatly help Ethereum start climbing. It will cause more of a supply shock. And as more products and cryptocurrencies and NFT projects get developed on the Ethereum blockchain, that will only increase the amount of supply shock that is happening as well. So since the start of 2021, Ethereum has actually performed much better than Bitcoin as well. And we can see this on the Ethereum Bitcoin pairing chart here since the start of 2021. We can see that Ethereum has been on a steady rise compared to Bitcoin. So furthermore, since the start of the year, while Bitcoin registered gains of 105%, Ethereum went up by a whopping 505%, thus outperforming the flagship crypto by nearly 5 times. And I think that's only getting started. If that happens one more time, then Ethereum will flip Bitcoin. And that's really not too far off when we're considering the metaverse, NFTs, all this other stuff happening. It's important to acknowledge that ETH may no longer be considered as an alt, but it's a token with its unique characteristics. The key drivers for the recent rise can be attributed to the growing metaverse, GameFi, and NFT narratives, which are all largely built on the ETH network, like I stated earlier. So all of these things growing rapidly. The metaverse is barely getting started. NFTs are barely getting started. So much more adoption is happening. There's so many platforms being developed for metaverse and NFTs and play to earn games. Everyone is barely getting started in this space, and there is so much room for growth, with the majority of that being built on Ethereum. That only means more volume on the Ethereum network, more Ethereum being burned with every single transaction, thanks to the Ethereum London hard fork, and more people buying Ethereum to supply as liquidity for trading pairs and so on. All of this type of stuff will also attract institutions, which will buy billions of dollars worth of Ethereum and just cause a major supply shock to the Ethereum token overall. All of this type of stuff happening while there isn't too much happening on Bitcoin, besides institutions just buying it as a store of wealth and a hedge against inflation, with concerns that the government is making changes to combat inflation. I don't think institutions are going to be buying Bitcoin as much in the next few months, but when you do look at Ethereum and its use case, I do think institutions are much more likely to be buying Ethereum than Bitcoin throughout 2022. If I had a major company, I would be buying Ethereum over Bitcoin any day of the week. So these are some things to consider, and I really don't think it's going to take much for this to happen. I think it's possible for Ethereum to flip Bitcoin at some point in 2022, but I think it's more likely to happen in 2023 when the metaverse gets more developed and the NFT space is more mainstream at the same time. All of this stuff is barely getting started. We do have NFT demand surging over crypto right now, but it will take time for platforms to develop and everything. And in the same time, we could have one of these competing platforms start developing and take some of that market share. So we have no idea what's going to happen, but when we do look at the long term, I'm still very bullish on Ethereum and the major upgrades coming to it. So that's it for today's crypto video. I hope you guys found it useful. Please let me know in the comments below what your thoughts are on Ethereum flipping Bitcoin, if you think it's going to happen and when you think it can happen. And I'm sorry to all the Bitcoin maxis that are watching this video. Again, thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in the next video.